Listen up, my friends. Life has a way of surprising us, doesn't it? You're walking through this journey, doing your thing, thinking you've got it all figured out, and then, boom, suddenly someone shows up. Not just anyone, but the one. Someone you didn't see coming. And I know, you didn't expect it. You weren't looking for it. You weren't even ready for it. But sometimes life has a way of sending you exactly what you need, even if you didn't know you needed it. See, there's something special when God places someone in your heart. It's not just a coincidence. It's not just random. It's intentional. And you might not understand it at first. You might question it. You might wonder, why now? Why them? But here's the truth. When God places someone in your heart, He's doing something powerful. He's setting up a story that you never could have written yourself. He's putting you on a path that will stretch you, challenge you, and ultimately make you better. Life has a way of showing you things that you never saw coming. You might be walking through your day thinking everything is just as it should be, when suddenly, out of nowhere, something shifts. It could be a person, a situation, or an event that changes the entire course of your life. It catches you off guard, throws you off balance, and makes you question everything you thought you knew. But here's the thing. Those moments are often the most powerful ones. The moments that come when you least expect them are often the ones that hold the greatest blessings. Sometimes, we're so focused on what we think we want or where we think we should be that we fail to notice the gifts life is quietly trying to give us. It's easy to get caught up in the planning. You make a list of what you need. You figure out the steps to get there, and you do everything in your power to make sure things go according to your plan. And then, in an instant, everything changes. A person walks into your life, not because you were looking for them, but because they were sent at the exact moment you needed them. It's not something you could have orchestrated. It's not a result of your hard work, your thinking, or your effort. It's just the way life works sometimes. The right things show up when they're meant to, not when you expect them. In those moments, you can choose to question it. You can choose to resist it. You can ask, why now? Why me? You might wonder if it's just another thing to throw you off course, or if it's a distraction from the path you've set for yourself. But what if you stopped for a moment and realized that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in doesn't make mistakes? What if this sudden twist was exactly what you needed, even if you couldn't see it at the time? When something comes unexpectedly into your life, it's not just a coincidence. It's a sign that something bigger is at work behind the scenes. Maybe you've been looking for love for years. Maybe you've been struggling with your career, or maybe you've been questioning your purpose. You've been putting in the effort, doing the work, and keeping your head down, trying to make things happen. And suddenly, out of nowhere, you find yourself in a situation you couldn't have planned, with a person you didn't expect, and in a place you didn't foresee. That's when the magic happens. Because in that moment, everything aligns. What you didn't think you wanted suddenly feels like exactly what you needed. What seemed like a disruption to your perfectly planned life becomes the catalyst for the greatest change you've ever experienced. You realize that sometimes what you need most isn't something you can anticipate. It's something that shows up just when you're ready to receive it. So let go of the need to control every single thing in your life. Stop believing that you have to have it all figured out, that every moment needs to be planned and predicted. Life doesn't work like that, and thank God it doesn't. The moments that leave the most impact, that change everything, are the ones that come out of nowhere, the ones that throw you off guard and make you realize that maybe, just maybe, you've been missing the signs all along. When life sends you a surprise, take a moment to be present in it. Accept that you are exactly where you need to be, even if you didn't see it coming. Stop fighting the unexpected and learn to welcome it. The best things in life are often the ones we never saw coming, and when they show up, they don't just add to your life, they change the course of it. Don't be afraid of the sudden, the unexpected, the surprising. It might just be the very thing you need to take you to the next level. When something is placed in your heart, it's not a random act. It's a powerful, deliberate move from the universe. There's a reason for it. The person, the opportunity, the situation. It didn't just happen out of nowhere. It's there because it was meant to be. You might not see the purpose immediately. You might wonder why it's happening, why now, why them. But trust me, everything has been orchestrated in ways you'll only understand later. Life has a way of connecting the dots that you can't possibly see in the moment. What may feel like an accident or coincidence is often a carefully planned moment, one that will change everything in ways you can't even imagine yet. You see, there are no accidents. When something or someone enters your life, especially when they come unexpectedly, it's for a reason. It's not some random occurrence, it's the universe placing something on your path, nudging you toward what's meant to be. And that can be hard to grasp when you're in the thick of it. You might look at the situation and wonder why it's so complicated, why it's so challenging, why it feels like it's stirring up emotions you weren't ready for. But sometimes that's exactly what you need to push you toward growth. You may think you've got everything planned out. You know exactly what you want, how you want it, and when you want it. But that's not always the way life works. Life doesn't always follow the neat and tidy script you've written in your head. Sometimes it throws you into the unknown because that's where you're going to grow the most. And when it places someone in your heart, it's because that person is going to challenge you, stretch you, make you look at things in a different way. They're there to help you become the person you were meant to be. Not the person you thought you'd become, but the person you're meant to be. We often think that the things we want are the things we need. But God, the universe, or whatever you believe in, knows that sometimes what we need is not what we expect. That's why sometimes someone unexpected will show up, and you'll wonder how it could possibly be the right person for you. They may not look like what you envisioned, they may not act like you thought they would, but they'll teach you the most important lessons about yourself, your purpose, and what real love, partnership, and connection truly mean. There's a beauty in surrendering to the unknown. When something comes into your life and it feels like it's meant to be, it's because it is. You might resist it at first. You might try to control it. You might even walk away from it because it doesn't look like the plan you had in mind. But when you finally step back and trust that the universe has a greater plan for you than you could ever imagine, that's when the magic happens. That's when the transformation takes place. Every single person you meet is a piece of the puzzle. They come into your life to serve a purpose, whether it's to challenge you, teach you, or guide you. And when you're ready to accept the gift they bring, everything changes. They're not there by chance, they're there by design. They're the missing piece you didn't know you needed. They're the lesson you've been waiting for, and once you embrace it, your life will never be the same again. Don't dismiss the unexpected. Don't brush off the person who seems to appear out of nowhere. They might be exactly who you need to grow into the person you've always been meant to be. Trust that what comes into your life is placed there with intention, and that every single step, every moment, every connection is part of a greater plan. The more you trust that, the more you'll realize how beautifully everything falls into place. Let go of the need to control everything. I know it's hard. I know you've worked tirelessly to build your life the way you want it. You've set goals, you've planned, and you've spent countless hours making sure every piece fits just right. You've been meticulous, intentional, and focused. But here's the thing. Life isn't a perfectly curated plan. It's unpredictable, it's messy, and it's full of surprises, some of which are beyond your control, and that's okay. It's more than okay. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. You can't control everything that comes into your life, and that's the beauty of it. You think you've got it all figured out. You think you know exactly what you need when you need it. But what if the thing you thought you needed, the thing you were desperate for, wasn't the thing that was going to change your life for the better? What if, in the very moment when you were trying so hard to make things go your way, something else, something unexpected, was actually what you needed all along? Trust the process even when it doesn't make sense. I know it's easy to want to control your own destiny. You want to have a say in every detail. You want to dictate how things unfold. But what if letting go of that control is exactly what will free you to achieve the life you're meant to live? It's not about being passive or giving up on your dreams. It's about surrendering the need to micromanage every moment and opening yourself up to the possibility that the universe has a bigger plan for you than you could ever imagine. Let go of the idea that everything has to fit into your neat little box. Life is chaos, but it's chaos with purpose. Every twist, every turn, every unexpected moment has a role to play. When you release the need to control and try to force things into a mold, you create space for the magic to happen. You create space for things to align in ways you couldn't have foreseen, but that turn out to be exactly what you needed. And I get it. There's fear, the fear of the unknown, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of taking a leap without knowing exactly where you'll land. But fear doesn't have to be a wall that keeps you stuck. Fear is an invitation to trust. It's a sign that you're on the edge of something big, something transformative. You can choose to cling to what you know, to stay in your comfort zone, or you can step out and trust that everything that comes next is part of your journey. When you let go of control, you allow room for growth. You allow room for learning. You open yourself up to experiences that will stretch you, challenge you, and make you a stronger, more resilient person. You stop looking at each twist in the road as an obstacle and start seeing it as an opportunity. Because the truth is, the greatest growth doesn't come from the places where everything goes according to plan. It comes from the times when you're forced to step into the unknown, when you're forced to trust that even though you can't see the full picture, it's all leading you exactly where you need to go. So stop trying to control the uncontrollable. Stop trying to force outcomes, manipulate situations, or push for results that aren't meant for you. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply allow life to unfold. Trust that the people, the experiences, and the opportunities that come your way, even when they seem out of place or unexpected, are exactly what you need to move forward. They're preparing you for what's next, and they're molding you into the person you need to be. Embrace the uncertainty, embrace the surprises. Don't be afraid to let go, because the more you release control, the more you allow life to give you what you've been waiting for. Let go and watch everything fall into place in ways that will blow your mind. Love, real love, is not just the smooth, easy moments that make you smile and feel good inside. No, love is found in the trenches. It's found in the struggles, the disagreements, the moments when things aren't perfect, and when you're both tired, frustrated, and maybe even on the verge of walking away. But love isn't just about the highs. It's about surviving the lows together. It's about finding strength in the midst of challenges and building something more solid, more real than you ever thought possible. When life throws you obstacles, when the world tests you, when you're both forced to face difficulties you never anticipated, those are the moments that shape you. They reveal who you really are, what you're made of, and what kind of partner you are. It's easy to love when everything is going well. It's easy to share laughter, to feel the rush of excitement, but real growth, real transformation happens when you face adversity, when you navigate the storms, when the world feels like it's falling apart, and you choose to stand together and fight for what you've built. And let me tell you something. Those are the moments that will define your relationship and your life. It's in those times when you choose to love each other, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. You're choosing to stick around when things get tough. You're choosing to have each other's back when everything feels like it's going wrong. That's the kind of love that stands the test of time. It's not based on the perfect dates or the smooth moments. It's built in the difficult, messy parts of life. You see, challenges don't weaken you, they fortify you. They push you to understand each other on a deeper level, to dig into the foundation of your relationship and ask, what are we really made of? They help you build the kind of bond that can't be broken by anything the world throws your way. It's when you face those tough times together and make the decision to come out stronger, that's when you realize what you have is more than just a fleeting connection. It's the real deal. It's the kind of love that lasts, the kind that grows stronger the more you work at it. The hardships you face aren't just obstacles to overcome, they're opportunities to grow. They teach you patience, they teach you resilience, and they show you just how powerful you both can be when you're in it together. Sure, it's uncomfortable. Sure, it's hard. But isn't that where the greatest strength lies? In your ability to push through the tough times, to stay committed, to keep fighting for what you believe in, even when everything else feels uncertain? And here's the thing. As you face these challenges, you'll learn more about yourself than you ever imagined. You'll realize the depths of your strength, your capacity for patience, your ability to love even when it's difficult, And you'll realize that love is not just about the good times, but about the decision to keep going when things get tough. It's about sticking it out even when you don't feel like it, because you know that what you have is worth fighting for. Love doesn't come without a cost. It's not always going to be easy or comfortable, but those moments of discomfort, those moments of struggle, are the ones that bring the most growth. They're the moments that remind you why you're together in the first place. They're the moments that test your bond, that strengthen it, that make it unshakable. So when things get tough, and they will, because that's life, don't run from it. Don't shy away from the challenge. Embrace it. Walk through it together. Because on the other side of every challenge is a deeper connection, a stronger relationship, and a love that has been tested and proven to be unbreakable. And that, my friend, is the kind of love worth having. The kind that will carry you through every storm and will shine brighter than you ever imagined. Sometimes the best thing you can do in life is to stop trying so hard to control every outcome. We live in a world that constantly tells us to push harder, to work faster, to make sure we're always moving forward. We're told that success comes to those who plan every detail, who work tirelessly, who never rest until they've achieved their goals. And while there's nothing wrong with ambition and hard work, there's a point where you have to step back and ask yourself, what am I really trying to achieve here? Am I forcing things to happen? Or am I allowing life to unfold naturally? Surrendering isn't about giving up or being passive. It's about releasing the tight grip you have on outcomes that are beyond your control. It's about understanding that there's a greater force, a higher plan at work, and that sometimes what you're pushing for isn't the right thing for you. Sometimes what you want is not as good as what's coming. Sometimes the universe has something better in mind for you, but you can't see it yet because you're too busy trying to make your own plan work. When you release your attachment to specific outcomes, you open yourself to the possibility of something far greater than you could have imagined. When you stop trying to control every aspect of your life, you create space for new opportunities to come in. You make room for things to happen that you never thought possible. It's like trying to walk through a door that's locked because you're holding a million things in your hands. You can't move forward. But the moment you let go of those things, you're free to walk through the door and into a new chapter of your life. Sometimes you have to clear the clutter in your mind and your heart to make room for the unexpected blessings waiting for you on the other side. Letting go is a powerful act of faith. It's a declaration that you trust the process, that you trust yourself, and that you trust that everything is unfolding as it should. When you release control, you stop fighting against the current and you allow life to carry you where you need to go. You stop forcing things to happen, and instead you allow them to flow naturally at the pace they're meant to. You stop holding on so tightly and you start trusting that what's meant for you will come at the right time. It's hard to trust the process when things feel uncertain or when you don't know where you're going next. But sometimes the uncertainty is exactly what you need. It's in the unknown that you grow, that you discover new strengths, new paths, and new ways of thinking. If you knew every step ahead of time, you would never learn the valuable lessons that come with uncertainty. It's the twists, the turns, and the moments of doubt that teach you resilience, patience, and perseverance. You may feel uncomfortable letting go of control because it means stepping into the unknown, and that's scary. But the truth is, the best things in life often come when we let go of our expectations and simply allow ourselves to be. When you trust that the universe is working behind the scenes, putting the right pieces in place for you, you allow yourself to be surprised. And that's when life starts to feel like magic. When you stop forcing your plan and open yourself up to what's meant for you, you begin to see opportunities you would have missed if you were stuck on your own agenda. You find the people, the experiences, and the paths that are in perfect alignment with your soul's purpose. The more you let go, the more you invite ease into your life. You stop battling every challenge and instead begin to see it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to embrace whatever comes next. It's not about giving up. It's about trusting the process and surrendering to the flow of life. When you stop trying to control everything, you'll find that life becomes easier, more joyful, and more rewarding. You'll begin to see that sometimes the best way to get to where you want to go is to stop pushing and simply let life take you there. Embrace the gift that has been given to you, even when it doesn't look like the gift you thought you wanted. Too often, we resist what comes our way because it doesn't fit into the picture we've created in our minds. We hold tightly to the version of life we've imagined, convinced that the path we've set for ourselves is the only way to happiness, success, or fulfillment. But here's the truth. The greatest gifts often come in the most unexpected packages. What you think you need and what you actually need can be two very different things. And sometimes, the thing that's been placed in your life is exactly what you need to transform into the person you were always meant to become. It's easy to look at life and wonder why things aren't going the way you planned. You may find yourself questioning why certain people or situations have shown up, wondering if they're even a part of your bigger picture. But the reality is, everything that enters your life is a part of a grand design that you might not fully understand yet. The person you least expect, the challenge you never saw coming, the experience that pushes you to your limits, these are the things that shape you, that build you, that prepare you for what's next. They might not always be easy, but they're the very things that make you stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving the things you've always dreamed of. When you receive something unexpected, especially in the form of a person or an opportunity, don't brush it off because it doesn't match the version of success you've built in your mind. Instead, open your heart and mind to the possibility that this is exactly what you needed all along. What feels like a challenge may actually be a blessing in disguise. What looks like a detour could be the shortcut to your next breakthrough. Trust that what's been placed in your path is meant to guide you, to help you grow, and to move you closer to the person you are destined to become. This is where the magic happens, when you stop trying to control the outcome and start embracing what's in front of you. The more you fight against what's been placed in your life, the harder it becomes to see the beauty in it. But when you surrender to the process, when you let go of your expectations and truly embrace the moment, you begin to see that everything is unfolding as it should. There's a reason for everything. There's a purpose behind every encounter, every experience, and every challenge. You just have to be willing to trust it, to trust that life knows what it's doing even when you don't understand it. The gift you've been given is not meant to be feared. It's not meant to be something you resist. It's meant to be embraced fully, to be cherished, and to be used as the tool it was meant to be. Sometimes we wait for life to give us the perfect circumstances or the perfect people, but life doesn't work that way. Life is unpredictable, it's messy, and it's filled with imperfections. But those imperfections are where the lessons are. They're where the beauty is. And when you embrace the gift, even if it doesn't fit the mold you had in mind, you open yourself up to a life that's richer, deeper, and more fulfilling than you ever thought possible. The more you resist, the more you hold on to what you think should happen, the longer you delay the very transformation that's waiting for you. But when you accept the gift, when you accept the person, when you accept the experience, that's when the real change begins. You begin to see the world differently, you begin to see yourself differently, and slowly, step by step, you evolve into the person you were always meant to be. Embrace the gift, no matter how it looks, because it's the key to unlocking everything you've been working toward.